Welcome back. This week you've caught us in the shed. Um, I've always had a problem with my caravan, um, and that is, you know, having to empty the water tanks when you don't need water in them anymore. You know, because I've got the MDC 12 Plus, as a lot of you know, and the problem I have with it is if my water tanks are full or even half full, you've got to get underneath it and you've got to get a shifter and you've got to undo the bung, and then the water, before you even can get away from it, you're already wet from the water coming out of the water tank. And then the other problem I had too was that when I fill through my water filling station on the caravan, I don't feel like I'm getting a full 80 litres. So I've been trying to rack my brain, and I've seen some things on YouTube and stuff like that, but none of them actually sorted to what I wanted. And then I was looking through one of the pages on Facebook that I follow, Caravanning Australia, and a bloke by the name of Terry Roest, and I hope I pronounce your name right, Terry. But he put this thing up. Someone asked a question about draining caravan plugs, and he put up this post of what he did, and I sort of went, oh my God, that is the exact thing I'm looking for. So today I'm going to show you what Terry's idea was, how much it cost me to do, how long it took me to do, and my overall thoughts at the end. But I can tell you now, I think it's a game changer. So, before we go any further, just remember, if you like what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up. Like us. Subscribe. Because we want to know that you're enjoying what we're doing. And we're not in it for anything except just to share knowledge about this big, beautiful country that we love to travel, that all of us love to see. So, here we go. Let's get down to the Terry Roest tips and tricks for a water tank on a caravan. So here I am, underneath the front caravan, under the caravan at the front water tank. And as you can see, I've got to go in a long way to get that bung and undo it. And then by the time I get out, I'm wet. So you try not to do it. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you this idea and we'll see how we go from there. Okay, so let's start getting ready to make this improve our water tank. So the first thing I had to do is get under the caravan and remove one of the bungs. And the reason why I did that is because I want to take the bung down to my local hardware store, in this case it's Bunnings, down there to get the exact size pieces I need. Okay, so off to Bunnings I go. Okay, I'm back from Bunnings and I've got everything I needed. The cost was $78. The reason why it was $78 because I needed two of everything, because I have two water tanks that I want to do this to. So that's why. And if you want to, I used brass fittings as well in most of them. If you just want to use all plastic, it'd probably be a bit cheaper. And then it also depends on the size of your bung in your water tank as to what size you have to go. And obviously the bigger you go, like I showed you with our MDC one, bigger you go, the dearer something is bigger to fit that in. Okay, so what did I get at Bunnings? Well, the first thing I got is I needed a piece that's going to go in and replace the bung. So there it is, that piece. The second thing I needed is because I couldn't find a tap to go in there that size. So I had to get a reducer. As I said, I got some brass fittings. So the reducer now goes in there. Now the reason why I'm not talking about exact sizes is because a lot of water tanks are different, so the sizes are going to be different. That's why I suggest that you take your existing bung with you, because that bung is the right size for you. Right, so once that goes in there, the last thing I needed was a tap. Well, I couldn't find, I was looking for this tap. It was a tap that had to do things. Open, easy to use, that sort of stuff. And then I found this. The Tap and Snap Garden Tap Quarter Turn. This one is a 19mm. The reason why I like this one is simple operation, on, off. As you can see, across the type, off, following the tap, on. The other thing I like about it, it has a hose fitting on the bottom. So now this modification that I'm going to make to my water tank becomes multi-purpose. It has two uses. Use number one, and the primary use is that I can now have that sitting in my water tank, like that, turn the tap on, and the chances of me getting wet are vastly reduced. The second advantage of this means now I can put my garden hose on this and I can run it. So if you've come back and your water tank's full and you don't want to leave water all over your driveway, snap your garden hose on and you can run it in your garden, in your stormwater drain, or wherever you are. If you're in a caravan park, you can plug your hose in, run it into their stormwater drain. Tanks are empty. You can even flush your tanks out doing it this way. It's brilliant. But there's another advantage to having a tap like this too. The other advantage, remember I said at the very beginning, when I fill my tank up, I don't think I'm getting full 80 litres in there. So now I can plug my foods grade water hose into the bottom here, open up my filler point on the side of my caravan to let the air escape, turn the tap on, the tank will now fill up from the bottom, forcing the air out through the filler cap. When the water comes out at the filler cap, then I know my tank is full. Got to be happy with that. So, let's just go through what I'm going to do one more time. I had to get some thread tape as well, because before this goes into the caravan, into the bung, the water tank, I'm going to thread tape that. Then I'm going to thread tape that before putting that in there. And then I'm going to thread tape that before putting in there. And then I'm going to tighten a whole lot up so it's as tight as, put it into the water tank, job done. So there you are. That's the finished product into my water tank. Now, as you can see, I've thread taped. It's all in tight. There's my tap, easy for turning, on, off, and I can clip my water. So to me, game changer. Okay, so that's another tip and trick. Thanks to Terry. Very happy with the outcome. I thought it was reasonably priced. Some of you might decide not to use brass fittings. I went to brass fittings, but anyway, each to their own. So that's another tip. So if you like what I'm doing here, as I said before, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to like us. Leave a comment down below if you want any more. Please look at the other tips and tricks that we've done on our channel regarding our MDC and other things. And we'll catch you somewhere else in this big, wide, beautiful country we call Australia. Thank you.